you? How was your birthday?
I'm good. It was great. For my birthday, we went to dinner at this like Asian street food place. It was really good, and then we went to like a little speakeasy, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh,
But
cute.
yeah.
Wait, I saw that you were on a boat the weekend before.
Yes, we rented my friend and I like for our birthdays. It was both of our birthdays, so we just decided to have like a joint birthday party.
hmm
And we rented a pontoon boat and we went out to this lake that I had never been to, and it was a ton of
hmm
fun.
I don't think I've been on a boat in a long time, which is kind of weird considering that now I live on an ocean. And I feel like Tennessee is a lot more of a landlocked state than
Yes.
Massachusetts is. So make that make sense. I need to find some friends with boats apparently.
You should. I feel like you could do that. I have
Yeah.
faith in you.
Thank you. Thank you. No, but I'm so excited to come to Nashville next weekend.
I know. I am so excited for you to be here. Do you have any like specific like reservations or any plans that your friends want to do?
I know that we signed up to do some sort of like pedal tour.
Oh man. That's
Yeah.
a whole workout.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous about it. And then I'm like going and I'm along for the ride, but I'm not planning anything, which I like feel
Yeah.
bad about, but whatever.
No, that's the best way to do it because then you just kind of go wherever the night takes you.
Exactly. And that's the most fun about it. But
Exactly.
everybody, I want to welcome on Claire, who was one of my very first friends in college. She is also an engineer and currently lives in Nashville. So living her best yeehaw life. Going out to visit her next weekend. Super excited.
Can't
But welcome
wait.
to AA, Claire.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here right now. You have no idea. I was so honored that you picked me. I'm like, I can't wait. So I've been looking forward to this all week.
I'm glad. I probably superseded your birthday excitement. Can't
You
wait to be
did.
on Sarah's podcast.
No, actually.
I'll start it off with getting into what a normal week looks like for you, considering the fact that you live in kind of the southern Las Vegas, or the Las Vegas of the South, I should say.
Well, yeah, so it's not that glamorous. I work 7:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. I am a digital engineer, so I work from home full time and just kind of like take calls, handle whatever cases. Also spend time with my friends when I'm not working. I'm in a golf league through work.
What? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
So because I work from home, I was like, I need a way to meet people in my company. And
Mhm.
so I decided I'm like, I don't know a single soul because I went through like a training program and then everybody else left. They all went to different locations and chose the Nashville location to stay in. So all of my friends, my old coworker friends, they all live in different states. So now it's just me. So I'm like, okay, I need to make new friends. So yeah, about 2 months ago, I joined this golf league and it's been great. I'm like, last week I worked with my boss's boss and I had like no idea who he was. And I probably should have known that. But I was like, oh, and he's like, yeah, I'm your Derek's like your boss is. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then I was terrified to play the whole time, but it's okay. He remembered me. So
That's awesome, though.
yeah, but it's actually just a ton of fun and it's just something to do to meet people. But other than that, yeah, I spend a lot of time with my friends and just see Nashville. There's a lot to see and there's a lot to do. So I feel like I've lived here for actually a year and 2 days now.
Oh my gosh, I
Been-
forgot. You literally packed up right after graduation and
yeah.
got to moving.
Yeah, I filled up my car from my college room and brought it down to Nashville with me. So,
That's insane. Wait, so
mhm.
why did all of your coworkers move out of Nashville then?
So we did like a training program
hmm
where it was 6 months of they were all freshly graduated as well, and we all moved together down, which was really nice because not knowing anyone, they also didn't know anybody else, so we had each other to kind of like start this new city. And we trained for 6 months. We practiced different positions. So there's this thing called an application engineer or a digital support engineer, which is what I am. And I traveled to like a bunch of different places training for both positions, and they did as well. And then at the end, we got to choose what we wanted to do. So one went to Seattle, one went to LA, one went to Austin, one went Dallas, one went
Oh,
to
okay, so nowhere
Austin.
close.
Yeah,
Perfect.
like literally nowhere. There was one in North Carolina. So yeah,
mm,
but they
mm.
all left. It was really sad. I missed them all, but they
So
still
the
called in. And
position is associated with the location.
yes,
So
yeah,
if you would have picked a different position, you would be at a different location.
correct.
That's interesting.
Yeah, my options were to move to LA, Phoenix, or stay in Nashville, and chose Nashville because
Obviously,
So,
obvious
yeah.
choice. I don't think I would ever be able to move to LA.
It's expensive.
It's expensive. Well, isn't Nashville expensive?
Yeah. Yes and no. I don't think
Like,
it's too
you
crazy.
go
It's not.
out and how much is a drink?
Depends what you're drinking. I don't know. It's like if you go to Broadway, it's expensive. But if you don't go to Broadway, you can find like decently priced stuff. I mean, if you drive 20 minutes away, it's great prices, but
Oh, I would imagine because who drives 20 minutes away from Nashville?
yeah. But probably like $10 a drink. Yeah.
Okay, that's not too bad.
It depends on the bar, it depends on the drink, but
Yeah,
like yeah, probably maybe more, maybe like 10 or 13 with a tip or
yeah.
13.
Yeah, that's what I am over about Boston is just how expensive it is. It's disgusting and honest.
Yeah, Nashville I feel like is cheaper than Boston. Rent isn't crazy either. Like you would expect rent to be wild, but like I have a roommate and it's pretty reasonable, I'd say. So do you like taxis and Ubers and all that stuff
Yeah. So that
often?
like, last night, oh my God, I went on this date and we went to Back Bay, which is
Mhm.
not that close to South Boston, like 15-minute Uber ride. And Ubered there, had dinner, left my purse on the back of the chair. We get in the Uber, we get back to South Boston. I'm like,
Oh
oh my
no.
God, I forgot my purse. We turn right around, $75 on an Uber's dropped like that because I forgot my fucking purse.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah, honestly, I wanted to
Oh.
cry. And now I'm looking at like going to New York City and taking a train. $75 to take the train to New York City. That makes sense. Me spending $75 on an Uber to collect a purse that I left in
Ouch.
a bar not only hurts my wallet, but also hurts my ego. That was brutal. Very
Humbled.
brutal. Honestly, I'm like, okay, so literally never doing that again. I'm just gonna actually strap a fanny pack to my bag or to my body and always travel with it on my person despite looking like an idiot because $75 on an Uber. Could you imagine? It didn't really affect me in the moment, but reflecting on it now, I'm like, wow, I might quite possibly be the dumbest person I've ever met in my entire life.
Ouch. I'm hurting.
But what do you do? Do you take Ubers and stuff?
Never. I walk pretty much everywhere. Yeah, I mean, I'm like when my friends and I go out, we're like 5 blocks from Broadway, so we just walk and then
Hmm.
walking home. Yeah, I'm like I can walk there. Why would I pay for it? Because it's so close. Like I pay for it in rent so that I don't have to pay for the Ubers. So
Right.
I'm like have this thing where I'm like I'm not buying an Uber. The one night I was wearing like these heels that were so cute but they hurt so bad. I was breaking them in
Mm.
and it's like 4 blocks for these taxis and there's just a line of taxis as you're going like home from Broadway and I had $20 cash. That's what I had and I was like actually had more than that but I wasn't about to give them that and I was going to each taxi and I was like $20, 5 blocks up there. And they were like, no, no, no. The fourth one was like, yeah, I'll take you. I was like, okay, I'm gonna
Oh,
just keep trying until somebody accepts my 20 because I'm not going up. And
oh
then
my God.
they gave me a ride and it was like, thank goodness. But like Ubers that night were so expensive. Ubers are always like 50, 80, a crazy price. So I just don't. Yeah. Sometimes you can
Holy.
get them good, but like at like the peak night where everybody's leaving, it's like absurd. So that's why I'm thankful I can just walk.
I was looking at Nashville on a map and it looks like there's a highway that like circles the entire city.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so you're like stuck in the
Yeah.
middle of the like you can't leave without getting in a car.
Yeah.
If you're not in Nashville in the perimeter, you're
Mhm.
fucked. You're fucked.
Exactly. Exactly. And there's no public trains or anything. There's only buses. So that's
Hmm.
another thing issue where the cars get really backed up. And then on the weekends, they block off Broadway completely. It's no longer a road. They put fences up so that people can cross the street freely because we can't fight the amount of people that try to cross.
Right.
So it's just easiest to block off the road. So it's like 3 blocks around Broadway are all blocked off. And to get an Uber, you have to walk anyways. So it's like at that point, you might as well just walk home.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you ever go into the office anymore?
Yeah, I actually go in about once a week. I went in yesterday just to like, show face and see people and kind of all of my coworkers work from home. So I'm usually like the only person in the office, but it's for the golf league because now I have friends in the office and they come up to me and they visit me at my desk and say hello. So it's nice to like be able to just like see people that I know.
Yeah,
Finally.
exactly. Exactly. And is the office in Nashville or do you have to commute out of Nashville?
It's about a 20-minute drive to the office. It's in
Okay.
Franklin, Tennessee, so a little ways away, but it's kind of nice like to just kind of get away from Nashville for the day.
Yeah. So then you have your car in Nashville.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
that's nice. And
Yeah.
then do you have a parking spot at your apartment or
Yeah,
like
we have a parking garage.
oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't have that luxury. Like, I don't know. I live in a city that apparently there's no parking garages.
My friend has to pay like absurd amounts of money to have her car
Yeah.
there. Like
It's like
crazy.
$400 for someone's like barely off the street spot that's essentially gravel in their lawn, and you're paying them $400 a month. It's like, okay, thank you.
Oh my, that is awful.
Fucking stupid. That's what I'm talking about. Boston's prices are literally the stupidest things I've ever met in my entire life.
I feel like Broadway will be a break. As
Honestly,
long as you just don't buy shots for everyone. That's the key.
I know. That's kind of my fatal flaw is that I'm just like, shots, everyone. Let's do it. Let's
Yeah,
get
rounds
over
on
it.
me.
Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll meet some sort of country singer that's on the up and coming and
probably
he falls
will.
in love with me and then he'll buy me shots.
You probably will. There's a lot of them out here.
I love that. I love that. Wait, so have you ever met like, because I know your roommate has a boyfriend that's a country singer.
Yes,
So
yes.
what kind of perks come along with that?
So we usually go to his shows. Last night we went to his show. He was playing on Aldine's rooftop. And then Friday he plays at FGL. Saturday it really depends on the weekend, but it's usually like the main Broadway bars. But yeah, so we go to his shows often and they're a ton of fun. And it's like so funny because after the shows, like we sit there and hang out with him for a while. And he's met quite a few famous people and it's pretty normal for him. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is so cool. But I also am like worse because I don't recognize like country singers at all. Like I met Morgan Wallen and I didn't know it was Morgan Wallen. I told him he looked like my friend Charlie. Like that was
Honestly, I feel the same way. I think that the only people that I would genuinely recognize that are famous out in public would be Shaquille O'Neal and Kevin Hart. And that's simply just based on their size. Like that's it. I don't think I would be able to recognize any other famous person at all.
Yeah, that's me. And like I'm not a huge now that I've moved here, I've enjoyed country music, but I'm still not like that's not my favorite genre.
Right.
So it's like I don't really do my homework. I don't really know these people. And thankfully my roommate like recognizes everyone. She's like, oh my God, this is so and so. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like I have no idea. But I don't know. They've met a ton of famous people and I'm just like, oh, that's nice.
Actually, I was walking to the movie theater the other day with my friend Megan, and this guy walks out of the hotel, and like people are stopping, like turning around to go up to him and be like, Jake. I'm like, who is this? I have no idea who this is. Is it an athlete? Is it a comedian? Is it a singer? I don't know. I still don't know to this day.
God.
And I'm like, I just am so unfazed by celebrities, which is so weird because I feel like micro influencers I'm like more obsessed with and I would probably recognize them out in public and like freak out.
I totally agree with that.
Because like I know you follow Shannon Ford on Instagram.
I love her.
Right?
I've seen her. Yes, I've seen her at Kid Rocks.
I think I would
She's
shit
beautiful.
my pants. Yeah, I would shit my pants if I saw her. But if I ever saw like someone actually like famous A-list celebrities, I would just be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. On Wednesday, I was at Whole Foods and there was this guy in a movie that I also don't remember still, but he was in a really famous movie and all of like the Whole Foods workers were like whispering like, do you know who that is? And I was like, no. And he's like walking by like with his face down, like trying to be like nonchalant and like I couldn't have even fazed me. Like
you fooled me, bud. I have no so I work at this bar and that a bunch of like athletes from the Patriots, Bruins, Celtics come to all the time. And I'll seat them. And then a server will come up to me and be like, oh my God, don't you know who that is? That's blah, blah, blah on the Celtics. I'm like, huh? Who?
Yeah, that's awesome though. That's actually really cool.
I don't say anything to them. I'm like, okay, well, maybe you'll fall in
also
love with
like
me.
how do you approach somebody that's famous? I don't know.
Right, exactly. I try my best to just not.
Yeah, same.
Under the radar. If they want to talk to me, they can talk to me, but I am not talking to them. See famous people out, like every time you go out.
How often do I recognize people that are famous? Never. But after the fact, Carson, my roommate, will be like, oh yeah, like, do you know that so-and-so? Like, oh, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, but probably, I don't know, every other weekend, every once a month, maybe. I don't know. Really depends.
Right. And then with going out to shows and stuff is so common. There's always live music going on. So how do you develop a balance of, okay, I'm going out on like Tuesday night because so-and-so is playing at this bar and I really want to see them, and then going to work the next morning? Because I feel like that's something that you could easily get in a pattern of doing every week.
Definitely. Yeah, it's so tempting because like, I mean, there's shows going on all the time and there's always somebody you want to see. So work comes first. And I've realized I can't go out super hard one night and then go to work the next day and feel fine. Like I have to, especially with engineering, like I have to be able to like stay focused. And stay like troubleshooting and keep going. So I would say if there's somebody that I really want to see, I just like won't drink that night. I'll go to the concert. And it's so fun to also just go to concerts and just
Wow.
like enjoy the music and like hang out. And I mean, on the weekends, like I don't care, but like during the
Right.
week, if especially if I have like a lot of meetings the next day or like something big coming on, today wasn't a busy day really for me at all. So I went out
Damn.
last night, but like I also was in bed by 10:30. Like I'm pretty boring.
How do you develop?
I would say that I'm like a very early sleeper. I need my 8 hours and I get up pretty early for work. I mean, I'm usually up at 6:45, 7. So like I need my 8 hours. So I will be standing at the bar, and when I start yawning, I'm like, okay, I know it's time for me to go home. Like I'm
Time to
standing
pack
there.
it up.
Yeah,
It's
and my
time to
friends are
get
like, you always leave early. I'm like, yeah, it's because I'm always tired and I have to work in the morning so early.
So what
But
does your normal routine look like? You said you start at 7:30?
yeah, I go 7:30 to
Same.
4:30. I have an hour lunch, and that's Monday through Friday, except for Tuesdays I get off at 3 because I get to go golfing. So that's a good nice little perk of
Ooh.
my golf league. I get off an hour and a half early. So I love that. I try to work out every day. I try to eat breakfast every morning and then enjoy my lunch breaks, and I run errands if I have to. And then after work, I see friends, dinner, just kind of chill and hang out. I really appreciate that about the working life versus school. Like in school, it's just totally different. You always have something to like do, an assignment or something that has to be done, something that you have to study for. And like now that that's over, it's like once I turn off my computer, I'm done for the day. And it's so nice.
Oh, I completely agree, because when we would go out in college, it always felt like there was a looming presence of a due
Yes.
date or an item or something that you need to be studying. Everything was left unresolved. And I relate adult life to syllabus week. Actually, you know what? As engineers, pre-syllabus week, like the week when everyone comes
Yeah.
back right before classes start, like that is adult life. You have no responsibilities. You show up, you do whatever you want, and then like that's it. You go work, play. There's a
That's
clear
fair.
difference. But how do you kind of, so if at your golf outings, I imagine that there's probably some sort of drinking that goes on occasionally.
I usually don't drink at the golf outing.
Do your bosses? Do
Yeah,
your bosses?
usually. But I don't know. I feel we don't really do like company happy hours or anything like that because most of my colleagues are like, I'm in the engineering department, so most of my colleagues are like 50-plus-year-old men.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like they're like after work, they have to go pick up their kids from school. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like, I don't know. I just like, yeah, they might be drinking, but I'm like the only younger girl. Well, there are a couple girls in the golf league, but I haven't played with them yet. Hopefully I get to. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel weird drinking around my colleagues.
I completely agree. I remember my very first day, I went to a Red Sox game right after work, and we get beers before the game. I'm like looking around like, am I allowed? Am I being tested? I don't know what to do here. And I hate those moments when you have one beer and you're off your ass and you don't want to be.
Sarah, when are these moments? Because
Dude.
this doesn't happen to me.
Every time I'm like in a serious situation, I think my body knows, and my blood cells are more receptive to the alcohol being put into my body. And they're like, give me the alcohol, I need it. And then I just black out off of like a beer and a half. But what's the dating scene like in Nashville? Like,
It's actually like a lot of people are artists or in the music industry. And so they're also in the service industry, especially like on Broadway. Working a 9 to 5, it's hard to find people that also work 9 to 5. So
Really?
it's like, I mean, it's not terribly difficult, but it's just like more
not
common.
the norm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely more common to be a singer or songwriter or play some type of instrument or something like that. Or yeah, which I have no knowledge of. And people ask me, they're like, so like, because it's very common, everybody plays an instrument or does something. And they're like, so do you like play any instruments? Do you sing? Like, that's a normal Nashville question to be asked. And I'm always like, no. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I played the flute in 5th grade. Like, that's all I got for you.
I actually am pretty proficient on the recorder. If you want me to give you a little hot cross buns on the piano, also dabble in that. Other than that, no.
I can do a little Silent Night on the piano. That's about it.
Honestly, I was in my church choir for approximately 1 week before they told me that I was too breathy.
Did they actually?
No. Girl, you act like I ever been into a church.
I will also say, like, in my first year here, especially the first 6 months, I didn't know if I was going to stay in Nashville. I thought I might have to move to a different state, like all of my coworkers did. So
Hmm.
I really wanted to stay in Nashville and I worked hard to get this position, but that was kind of my focus that whole time. Now it's like I've made some really great friends and just still meeting people, I feel like, every day. So
You lucked out with your roommate though. Like you and her are
I
tight.
really did. Yeah,
How
we
did
get
you,
along really well.
yeah, how
It's
did you
super
even
funny.
meet her?
I actually didn't meet her until the day I moved in. So
Perfect.
one of
Good.
my friends from college, yeah, one of my friends from college was actually one of her friends in high school. And I was, her name's Brandon. I was telling Brandon about how I'm like moving here. And she was like, oh my goodness, I have a friend in Nashville who needs a roommate. You should live with her. And I was like, okay, perfect. And we were like, gonna FaceTime, never ended up FaceTiming. And then I just like showed up with all my stuff and I was like, hi, nice to meet you. And she was like, hi. So we get along really well though. It's been great.
I know. I'm so
we just,
jealous.
yeah, we just re-signed our lease for another like year and 14 months technically, but yeah. So far
Wow.
so good. I know. Pretty wild.
So what would you say your review of Nashville is? Like, are you pleasantly surprised, a little bit disappointed, like everything you expected?
I would say that I absolutely love the live music. Like I mean, it's just amazing being able to walk out your door and like walk 3 blocks and there's like live music in every bar. There's so much talent in the city. It's crazy. Like I will not step foot in a karaoke bar because everybody there is belting like the most beautiful sounds. And I'm like, no, I sound awful. Like I am not getting up on that stage. I do not sing. That is not something I'm good at. Like,
So that is simply not
so
for
awesome.
amateurs.
I will say that the food here I love. The people are so nice also. It's definitely been a good switch from Ohio.
How far away from home are you?
I'm 7 hours right now.
Okay, that's
drive,
not horrible.
So, right, it's like doable. Like I'm like about 4 to Cincinnati, and then another, well, sometimes 8 depending on traffic. 3.5, 4 to like my hometown. So it's like if I have to go home, I can, but I also like don't really. I mean, I try to go home about once a month just to see my family. It's every other month depending on if we're doing like a trip or something. So.
Yeah. And then with working from home, do you just work from home that week that you go and see your family, or do you normally go during a holiday or?
Yeah, usually I just work from home from my room. It's a little bit different. It's not my most preferred working situation. Like,
right.
And when I like my apartment here in Nashville, I have 2 massive screens, and then I have my laptop, and I have like my standing desk, and I have everything set up correctly. And then back I just have like my laptop, and so it makes things a little difficult when I really need 4 screens and I can't. So
yeah. No, I would imagine. I have 3 monitors at work and then only 1 at my working from home area. And honestly, having the 3 versus just the 2, I don't know.
Difference.
Yeah, and I don't know how people only operate using one.
I know.
Like,
it's so crazy.
Very
I couldn't
skilled.
do my job without it because
Same.
I'm like going back and forth between all these different screens.
Yeah, and I'm like copying and pasting stuff, and I'm like, why did I just copy and paste that? Yeah, and then
where was I going from there?
Exactly, exactly, and like having it all set up and laid out, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's beautiful, amazing. So, how much time do you get off of work? Like, how many weeks?
Yeah, so I get right now 15 days, and then another 2 for floating holidays, so total 17. Yeah, and then if I don't use, I think 7 roll over, so I have to use 7 every year.
Okay.
Yeah, so my 7 from last year rolled over, so right now I've got like a decent amount of time off. But after 3 years, I also really enjoy this about the company, but after 3 years you get, I think it's 20 days, and then after 5 years you get 25, and then after 10 years you get 30 days off.
A whole month. A whole month.
Yeah.
Of PTO. Imagine that. That's honestly unreal. So obviously with those types of incentives, have you been considering staying at the company?
Oh yeah, definitely. I really enjoy my position. I really enjoy my company. I feel like I've found a place here, and my job is great. Yeah, I plan on staying here for a while.
I'm jealous. Yeah, it sounds like you really got it figured out.
I'm still a mess, but it's fine. I now use a planner and checklists, and I have like a whole calendar. I have like 4 notebooks open at a time to keep my life organized.
Really?
Yes.
What? So why do you 4 notebooks, a planner? Like, girl, do you ever use the Notes app or your calendar app on your
OneNote
phone?
is my best friend. I am obsessed with OneNote. It's like my favorite thing ever. Adulting is definitely hard, but it's been a transition. And that's the other thing too, is like with the training program, it kind of like gave me a step before fully working full time and like the whole adult life. And I was able to kind of like figure it out, it's a totally different lifestyle from being in college.
Oh, yeah. Going to work was a lot and trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
And then trying to figure out how to have a social life outside of that. And also trying to figure out how to have a personal life, if that makes sense. Like going to work out, making dinner, because those things take time.
Yeah.
You can't make every single meal with your friends. Like, so you can't just go to the dining hall with your buddies and get something to eat. It doesn't exist anymore.
I miss that.
I honestly do too. The amount of time that we spent in Flower and in Martin Dining Hall.
Martin Dining Hall was our second home.
The ice cream machine.
You and that ice cream machine. For those of you who don't know, she's lactose intolerant. So
yeah,
that was fun.
You would always catch me at the ice cream machine with all the athletes who just got out of practice and deserved the ice cream. And I simply did nothing. I just walked from one side of campus to the other. That was a really good period of my life. No, but I think I spend 2 hours a day cooking.
Really?
Yeah. Because
what do you make?
Okay, maybe that was excessive. I mean, cooking and eating. So I do HelloFresh.
Oh, okay.
And so I like prepare it, and then I always mess something up, and then it ends up taking like double the amount of time that it's supposed to. And when I say I always mess something up, like I legitimately either burn something, forget to include an ingredient, throw out an ingredient, or like they send you just a box of all the ingredients, and I try and put the wrong ingredient in, and it a mess every time. So it's never a slow process. And it on the thing, it normally says like recommended time between 30 to 45 minutes. I'm not sure who that recommended time is for because it's not me.
Yeah, no, I don't really, I mean, I cook on occasion. Like I'll make probably like one dinner a week. And then the rest of the time I make like I make dinner every night, but I don't cook all the time. I'll like just heat something up because I just don't have time or I don't want to. Love soup. Soup is really easy to make.
Girl, what? Being in the hot, sticky South, you want to eat soup? That's what you want to put in your body.
It takes like 5 seconds.
Girl, that's a
mac
liquid
and
diet.
Cheese, mac and cheese.
I had some bomb mac and cheese last night, and then obviously was blasting ass.
Sounds about Sarah.
Honestly, yeah. It was just about Sarah. Yeah. I feel like every week I tell myself, okay, I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to plan all these very wholesome activities. I'm going to go to the gym on this day, and this day, and I'm going to run on this day, and this day, which I'm pretty good about doing. Mm-hmm. But then on top of that, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that and this. So like last night or yesterday, I woke up at like 5 to go to the gym, went to work. Then after work, went to my volleyball league. And then after my volleyball league, went to my date, which my date literally, I don't know what time it ended. And I get on a very repetitive routine of doing that. And then I'm like mentally bogged down.
Yeah, I bet. Oh my goodness.
Like, how does one recover from that? And I think my lifestyle is balanced in the sense that I want to say 70% of my week is good, planned, healthy activities. And then the other 30% is chaos, anarchy.
I say that for the weekends, but yeah. I didn't go out, but I just had 6 hours of sleep. I am still just not, I just can't do that.
I think I function optimally off 4 to 6 hours of sleep. I think
I agree with you. I think you have always been like that.
I've always been like that, and I don't know why. And it's like, I can get 8 well-rested hours and feel like shit the next morning. Because I'm like, I slept too much. I didn't deserve that. I didn't earn that sleep. And then the next day, I am tired all day.
Yeah.
So I have the opposite effect.
Yeah.
Which is very weird. And it's very hard for me to figure out how to rest. If resting makes me tired, how do I resist the urge to rest? But also, how do I get
You don't
rested?
resist the urge. You just rest.
Dude, I know. I need to. So do you ever have any recovery days? I feel like you can't in Nashville. There's too much going on. I would have so much FOMO.
I definitely do. I mean, like during the week, I really try not to go out. I usually will like go to a show or something and just like not drink, but I'll like go with my roommate and
That is
see her.
I am so proud of you for doing that,
Thank
honestly.
you. Also, like with Nashville, the people that come here, especially visitors, all of them, their goal is to just get really drunk. So I like see people that are super drunk at the bars. I'm like, ugh. Like I'm just like, I don't want to be. I just want to enjoy the music. Like that's what I'm here for, and I'm just trying to have fun with my friends. So, I mean, on the weekends and stuff, like depends how I'm feeling. But I also do other things too, like Saturday mornings. There's a farmers market. And I go to the farmer's market like every week, and I'm like, none of my friends are ever awake, so I usually just go to the farmer's market by myself. Or,
How
like, maybe...
wholesome!
I love it though; it's so fun. Love taking workout classes. I go to my workout classes like every other day, pretty much.
Yeah, I remember you saying that you did Orange Theory. Are you still doing that?
Yes, I love Orange Theory. I do. I try to go before work. I love working out before work because I just feel like I'm like my brain works better. I can handle customers better. Like I'm just in a better mood for the day. But if not, I try to go after work, and like sometimes I'll just go work out with my roommates. But yeah, I'm a big Orange Theory girl.
I've heard great things about it.
Yeah.
And I think that it's under kind of that same umbrella of people that are obsessed with Peloton or Soul Cycle. Like it has a cult following.
It's like, no, I'm in the cult following, but I understand it now. At first I was like, I don't know about this. And I was only like, my package was like 2 days a week. And I was like, oh, and after I used the 2 days a week, which is like nothing. I was like, I want to go again. Like I could either work out at home or I could go again. And my apartment has a gym, and I'm like I go there sometimes, but I really just enjoy. So
it's been so hard to self-motivate to work out. Really? I don't know. I used to be so good at going. I guess this was in my like powerlifting phase in high school when I was just like bulking for absolutely no reason. I could go to the gym for hours, work out for hours. Nowadays, I'm at the gym for an hour and I'm like, all right. So I think I've done everything that I could possibly do in here.
Yeah, I've maxed out at the gym after like 40 minutes. I'm like, all right, I'm done here.
I know. What happened?
I will say that I do enjoy like going on runs and stuff, and running around here is so cool, especially like I will literally be on a run down Broadway and everybody's like in their cute little outfits.
Forgetting
like,
that this is actually where people live.
But I'm like, I want to go listen to the music as I'm going for my run. And I'm like,
oh my God, wait, that's so cute.
There's like a walking bridge to go to the other side of the river. And like, yeah, sometimes we run that. But yeah, my roommate and I go on a lot of like walks after work too, and my other friends as well.
I go on this loop around, it's called Castle Island. Can't say I hear any music. Actually, that is a lie. There is sometimes an old man out there playing bagpipes on the beach. He's pretty good. I will admit, I've tried playing the bagpipes once, and it is a workout. You have to like blow and like press into the side of it. So Boston is a huge Irish culture, and St. Patrick's Day is massive here. And so on St. Patrick's Day week, the bar I work at had an Irish band come, and there was this boy in the Irish band who picked me out of the crowd in the bar and came up to me, bought me a drink, and then I hung out with him and the band afterwards. And I was having a St. Patrick's Day party for the parade that goes through South Boston, and I invited him to come, but only if he brought his bagpipe. And so he brought his bagpipes, and so I played them at my party.
That's amazing.
It was the weirdest thing that I think I've ever taken part of.
Were you successful in playing the bagpipes?
No,
though?
It was so hard. I couldn't get it to produce. It would sound like this. Yeah, I don't think I'm inclined for that. Do you ever feel like it's too difficult to separate work from life and life from work? Or do you feel like you found a pretty good balance and rhythm between the two?
I feel like it has taken quite a while, but I do think that now I have a pretty good balance. I will say, like, when I first started, it was really difficult because I just, like, I'm so used to being with my friends all the time. And, like, in college, that's just what you do. And so going to have to spend 40 hours a week at work was, like, weird. But now that I've gotten the hang of it, I try to, like, optimize my time outside of work to be with my friends and, see people and do fun things, and, like, spend it doing things I enjoy. So I feel like I've gotten pretty good at it now. And, like, Nashville makes it easy because all of my friends live within, like, 2 blocks walking distance for me, so that's super nice. But
that's amazing. No, I completely agree though. When I first moved here, I knew that I was going to be alone a lot, but I didn't really know what that meant. I mean, I moved to Georgia and didn't know anybody. I moved to South Carolina and I didn't know anybody. But for some reason, when I moved to Boston, it was so much different. And I realized it was because I didn't have any of my family here either.
Yeah.
And so I was alone, like a lot. And that ultimately was probably the hardest thing for me to accept because when you're in college, you share a room immediately with someone. Your bed is looking at someone else's bed and you're with that human being for a long period of time.
Gabby, miss you.
Literally, Gabby, we miss you. Flower Hall, forever, baby. The third roommate.
Oh my gosh.
So for reference, I used to sleep on Gabby and Claire's floor in their dorm room.
We had this pink rug, and we would call it Sarah's bed, and she literally would sleep there like pretty much every night. And we'd give her a pillow blanket. She had no issue just sleeping on the floor.
Honestly, I preferred it to staying in my own dorm room. So
Sarah was our honorary third roommate freshman year, essentially.
I loved it. No, but seriously, like you're always with your roommate, you're always with somebody. Now you're by yourself. Like I have gotten so used to doing so many things alone that before I was never comfortable with doing alone. Going out to dinner alone when I was 21 years old, never. Probably the most mortifying thing I could ever do. And I do that all the time now because it's just like, if I don't go, no one else is going to go with me. Like if they're busy and I need to just learn how to be independent.
And everyone's always busy in adult life. Like everyone is always doing something.
And I think that's another huge thing that I realized. People plan. There's very few spontaneous things that can happen anymore. Everything is planned. Like to the weekend.
Next month.
Yeah. Especially because it's summer and people are like, oh, I'm going to be on vacation this weekend and I'm going here and we're doing this and blah, blah. Everything is planned to a T.
Right. Yeah. And like PTO, you have to plan that kind of stuff. So.
Oh, yeah. And so I honestly think those are probably the two biggest things for me is that the amount of independence that I gained has increased tenfold. And then the amount of planning that I actually do has increased tenfold. Like everything is planned. Everything is calculated. I want to go on a walk with my friends. I fucking plan it the day before. I'm like, hey, let's go on a walk after work tomorrow. What are you doing at 6:15 p.m.? To a T. It's insane.
To. Like, I got to eat. I have to work out. There are things I have to get done. So if we're doing something, we have to plan it in advance ahead of time. Otherwise, it's not going to happen.
I know. And that is just so weird to me because I am not a planner. I'm a spontaneous person. I just do and go with the flow. And now I'm like, okay, I have to plan everything from grocery shopping to when I'm going to work out, like what workouts I'm doing and when I'm going to complete certain tasks for work. Everything is planned, everything is calculated, and it's kind of crazy. The most spontaneity that I have is going to the grocery store and choosing like a random snack off the shelf that I wasn't planning on getting. No, I'm just fucking with you, but like that's how it feels sometimes. I'm like, wow, this is really, we are in a rhythm and we are in a pit. Do you ever get in one of those rhythms where you feel like you can't get out of it and work is tough, life is tough, like nothing is going the way it's planned?
Yeah, then I just work out.
Then I work out and everything goes away.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just go for a walk. I'll go hang out with some friends and just.
I go on runs all the time. And that's like my sanctuary. People ask to run with me. I'm like, no, you may not run with me. This is my alone time.
You're telling me that you let me run with you?
I know. I do remember that. I remember. And
Sarah was my trainer.
No, but you actually were good because you would listen. Like when I would run with other people, they'd be like, oh no, I can't do it. I'm like, oh no, you can do it. Come on. They're like, no, I can't do it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I wanted to walk anyways.
Now I can run 2 miles, like nothing, or 3 miles or whatever. But it was my first time ever running almost 3 miles. I don't even think we got to 3. And I was like, Sarah, I can never do this again. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. Like,
it's so hard to get into running though. So hard. And as soon as you stop running and take a break from it,
you notice a difference.
You lose it. If you don't use it, you lose it. Is there anything else that you are dying to share about your work-life balance? Anything that you're proud of? Any accomplishments?
I got a raise recently.
Okay. Yes, love that. Was it like your year review?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And also when Ryan like joined the company, I got like an incentive for that. And he went through the training. Well, he went through the program and found out how much I got for getting admired, and he Venmo requested me for half of the amount.
And you're like, actually, no, you're lucky to be
Actually,
employed there,
I'm
buddy.
like, you're funny. Your jokes. Little
Jokes, you're so
jokester.
silly. The referral bonus for my company is pretty nice too. Anyone want to come and work
It really wasn't anything crazy, but it was just like so funny that he Venmo requested me for half. I'm like, you would.
You are not entitled to that. You are not entitled to compensation.
But I do need you to try when you come here, Daddy's dogs. They're
Done.
like
Done.
foot long hot dogs.
Done.
And they're like
I see the Instagram picture now.
yeah, you're gonna love it.
I seriously am so excited for the food.
Mhm.
There's no good chicken here.
Be careful with the hot chicken. Do not get anything more than mild.
Dude, I think ketchup is spicy. I'm not getting anything more than mild. I literally would get basic.
Yeah, honestly, get the no sauce on it.
Just being in the same air is gonna be spicy enough.
Well, like people get the medium and cry. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen people get the spicy, like you can't eat it. I don't know why it's so hot, but it just is so hot. And
That's just pain.
Yeah.
Why do people enjoy pain? Well, I'm so glad you came on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. I'm so glad I could hear about your time in Nashville. Congrats on your raise.
Oh man.
Girl boss energy. Little engineer gal. But I'm so excited to see you next week.
I know. I can't wait.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Have you let our bestie know?
I told him a while ago. I'm gonna call him.
Should we call him on the call right now?
Should we?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's get it open. Mitch.
What's up?
I'm on the phone with Claire right now.
Hey, Mitch.
Yeah, what's going on?
Do you know who's gonna be in Nashville next weekend?
Oh shit, that is coming up, ain't it?
You're gonna be there, right?
I'm gonna try to be, yeah. Awesome. You still got your pink hair or not?
I still got my pink hair.
Nice.
I won't when I come to Nashville, though. It's gonna be a great weekend, dude. It's gonna be a great weekend.
I love you. I had so much fun.
I love you too.